Hello everyone, welcome to the session once again. From now onwards, the topics will be interesting because we will be covering core concepts of Java. So till now, what we have covered is Java basics. Let's start with core concepts of Java. So for first core Java oriented programming, short form is OOPS, refers to language that use objects in programming. So in simple word, the language which uses objects in programming known as object oriented programming. And in the market, we have variety of object oriented languages such as Java, C Sharp, PHP, Python, C++, etc. Okay, let's start with Java OOPS concepts. So, object oriented programming is a methodology or paradigm to design a program using classes and objects. So, in any object oriented program you take, the program or to design a program, we need class and we need an object. It simplifies software development and maintenance by providing some concepts like object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So this session is all about object and classes in detail. We will be covering inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation in the upcoming sessions. So let's start with object and classes. In Java, classes and objects are basic concepts of object-oriented programming that are used to represent real-world concepts and entities. What is an object in a class? Object means a real-world entity such as pen, chair, car, laptop, watch, etc. So anything exists in real-world entity is known as an object. An entity that has a state and behavior is known as an object. So what is state? State, it has a something called as a properties which represents the data member of an object. Again, second behavior of an object means it does something. Functionality represents the behavior of an object. Okay, it is a physical entity basically. So if we take example of pen, what will be the state? The color, I mean the properties. State means properties, right? So color of the pen, height of the pen. So these are the some state of the pen or properties of the pen, data member of the pen. When we say behavior of the pen, it could be like writing, correct? Take second example of human being. As I said, like programming treated human also as an object. So what will be the state or properties of the human being? Name, address, correct? Behavior could be working, cycling, trekking, etc. Correct? So this is all about object. Anything exists in real world entity is known as object. Let's understand what is a class in Java. Class is just simply nothing but a group of objects which have a common properties. Okay, a class is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. So an object is the instance of a class because the collection of object is known as a class. Class contains multiple objects. So an object is the instance of a class. It is a logical entity. It can't be physical. But please remember, object is a physical entity. A class in a Java can contain data members, okay, properties, in other words. Then methods, behaviors, right? Methods means behaviors. Then constructors, blocks, nested classes, and interface. So don't worry, all these we will be covering in the upcoming sessions, uh, uh, in which we are covering all these concepts in detail. Now let's understand what will be the syntax to declare a class. To declare a class, we have to write first class as a keyword, which you can see in blue. Then after that, we have to write the class name. So any meaningful name you can give. Press data members, like as class contains data members, then method also contain constructor, nested class, interface, but this is a syntax of a class basically. Okay, and this is a body of a class. Okay, let's understand this syntax by writing some simple Java example. Let me create one class. let's say student, because student is also a real world entity, right? So let me just delete this default comment, and this is what we have created, a class student. Okay, so like as a syntax suggested, this is keyword class we have to give and then meaningful name. For time being, just forget this public, okay, because I will be covering in the upcoming session, so don't worry about it. And above that, what we have a package. So inside package we have a class, and inside a class what we have a data members and methods. Now we have a method is main. Let's write one some state or properties for a student. So what student has name, roll number, correct? So let's write something like integer, roll number, then string, name. So this we have written the data members of a student class. Let's write method, body of the method. So in body of the method, we have to create a object of a class, because after creating object only we can access these members of the class. So how to create object of a class? So this is a syntax. We have to write a class name, object name equal to new keyword, and then again a class name, bracket, and more important semicolon. Okay, so this is syntax to create an object. So let's create, you can give any meaningful name to object. So I can give s1 equal to new keyword, student, bracket, semicolon. So this statement is nothing but the I have created an object of a student class. Now after creating an object, we can access all the members of a class. Okay, so let's try to access it. So to access the data members of a class, what we have to write, object name dot, see, you can see whatever, you know, data members belong to this student class, it is reflecting after dot, s1 dot. So this is basically the syntax, uh, calling data members of the class. So object name dot data member. Okay, so s1 dot roll number. So we want roll number, and the second name, see name. Okay, okay, so what we have created is student, and then we have access the data members of a class. Let's try to run it. So you can see, by creating an object, we have access, or we can access the data members of a class. So 15 and Tom, the name will be Tom. Okay, so I hope you have understood how to create an object and how to create a class. So in upcoming session, we will be covering more object-oriented programming concepts. Let me know if you have any questions in the coming session. Thank you so much.